What if the truth was hiding in plain sight? What if the story we thought we knew was already being told, frame by frame, on social media? Shanann wasn't just a victim in a horrific crime. She was also a storyteller of her own life. Through her Facebook Live videos, Instagram posts, and personal updates, Shanann left behind a digital diary that offered glimpses into her marriage, her motherhood, her mindset, and possibly the warning signs. In this episode, we dig deep into Shanann's social media world. Not just to remember her, but to ask difficult questions. Was she trying to send signals? Did her online image mask deeper problems at home? And how did her presence on Facebook, where everything looked picture perfect, interact with Chris, what's growing inner rage? Let's begin. Shanann's digital diary, the Facebook Live mom. Shanann Watts was not a passive social media user. She was active, intentional, and often very vulnerable online. As a promoter for a lifestyle brand, Thrive, she had both personal and professional reasons to share her life. But more than just marketing, Shanann used Facebook Live to document her days. Playtime with her daughters Bella and Celeste, loving shout-outs to Chris, updates on their family goals, and health tips. She'd go live from the kitchen while cooking, from the bedroom while lying in bed, or from the car with the girls in the back seat. To her followers, she seemed like a caring mother, a doting wife, and someone who had overcome personal hardships, including lupus and financial struggles. But what many of those viewers didn't know was that this ongoing stream of content may have also served another purpose, one even Shanann herself wasn't fully aware of. Her videos became an unfiltered window into her emotional world, capturing moments of joy and moments of strain. Let's look closer. A perfect image, the pressure of perception. In almost every video, Shanann smiles. She talks about how supportive Chris is. She praises him for being an amazing father, a great partner, and someone who changed her life. But some clips raise subtle red flags. In one now famous video, Shanann discusses how Chris wasn't originally excited about having a third child, yet she shares this news publicly with cheerful energy. Some viewers noted Chris's reaction in the video, announcing her pregnancy, seemed flat, distant. In another clip, she jokes about him being quiet and not talkative. Comments made with a smile, but hinting at deeper disconnection. And while Chris occasionally appeared in her videos, he often looked uncomfortable or emotionally checked out. We must ask, did Shanann know something was wrong, and was she using social media to cope? To maintain control of an image when her real world was unraveling? Experts in digital psychology often talk about the performance of happiness online. Shanann, like many influencers or network marketers, may have felt immense pressure to keep up appearances, both for her audience and for her team. That pressure can be exhausting. It can also create distance in a marriage. Behind the filter, real struggles hiding in post. In private, Shanann was struggling. She confided in close friends about marital issues. When she traveled to North Carolina in the summer of 2018, she stayed longer than Chris, leading to weeks of separation. During that time, she posted joyful updates with the kids, but also mentioned missing Chris and not feeling his emotional presence. In text messages later recovered by investigators, she admitted that things had changed, that she was scared he didn't love her anymore. Meanwhile, on Facebook, she continued to post upbeat videos. She danced with her daughters, shared photos of family life, promoted Thrive, but in the background, she was unraveling, caught between reality and the version of herself she needed to be. What we were seeing wasn't fake, but it was curated. Shanann was doing what many of us do, editing life to look better, safer, happier than it really is. But Chris, he wasn't just distant. He was hiding something far darker. Digital clues. What did Chris see? We often analyze Shanann's content through our own eyes. But what did Chris see when he looked at her social media? Some experts believe that the more Shanann posted, the more resentment may have built up inside him. He may have felt like he was being portrayed as a loving husband when he no longer wanted to be one. Her public affection may have made him feel trapped. And as he started his affair with Nicole Kessinger, the contrast between his double life and Shanann's public life became unbearable. Shanann's posts weren't just seen by her followers. They were reminders to Chris of the life he wanted to escape. In his prison letters, Chris admitted to feeling pressure, to being overwhelmed, and to wanting to run. But instead of leaving or seeking help, he chose annihilation. Was Shanann's social media the trigger? No, but it may have been gasoline on an already burning fire. Social media and domestic violence, a wider pattern. This case reveals more than just a personal tragedy. It reveals how social media can play a role in toxic relationships. Abusers often feel threatened by the independence or visibility of their partners. And sometimes, victims turn to social media for support or validation. Shanann wasn't doing anything wrong by sharing her life, but her growing independence, her online success, and her emotional vulnerability may have clashed with Chris's need for control. In fact, this pattern is not unique. In many domestic violence cases, social media is a battlefield where image, perception, and jealousy collide. The legacy of Shanann's posts: memory, evidence, warning. After the murders, Shanann's social media became something else entirely, a living archive. Investigators used it to piece together the timeline. Friends used it to remember her spirit. The public used it to mourn. But more than that, her videos became warnings. When we look back, we can see the signs of emotional neglect. We can witness the loneliness hiding behind a smile. We can understand how a woman tried to keep her family together, even as it fell apart. Today, people still visit her Facebook page. They leave messages. They share her videos. And through those digital echoes, Shanann continues to speak. Social media lets us share our joys, but it can also become a mask we wear to hide the pain. Shanann Watts was real, raw, and brave to put so much of herself online. And while we mourn her loss, we also honor her voice. In our next episode, we shift the focus from Shanann to the man who sat across from the detectives and lied through his teeth. We're breaking down the police interview, frame by frame, to uncover the hidden truths behind Chris Watts' words, silences, and gestures. Don't miss it. Subscribe, share, and stay aware. Because in a world full of curated lives, we must learn to read between the lines.